Hey guys, how you doing? This is my second time recording this because technical difficulties. So I'm like extra angry because I'm actually extremely furious about what is actually happening right now that everyone seems to be completely ignoring, just blissfully unaware of. So a report comes out not that long ago. It's reported in the CBC, reported in the Financial Post, right? So the Liberals put $62 billion on the table, okay, for wage subsidies, which is, a nice way of framing a complete and total grift. So what this $62 billion actually is just a handout to billionaires. They literally gave $62 billion to the wealthiest people in the country under the pretext and under the guise that, oh yeah, this will help you not lay people off. Well, guess what? They took that money, they gave themselves a bunch of big bonuses, they jammed it into their offshore accounts, which are already fat and loaded with the spoils of our economy, their plunder, and they laid those people off anyway, right? Big fuck you to Canadians and to Canada generally. And guess what? The Liberals know. The Liberals are well aware that what they're doing is they're stealing money from you, right? And they're shoveling it into the mouths of these fat, lazy capitalists who don't do anything and are just absolutely worthless in every single way. Like, not only do the capitalists get it both ways, right? The capitalists get to do nothing because you're doing all their work for them, right? You do all the labor, you do everything for them. They pay you a wage that doesn't even pay your rent. And then they get to turn to the government and say, oh yeah, you should also give me money, which incidentally is the taxes that you're paying. So not only are you getting screwed from the wage, you're getting screwed from the taxes, because your taxes are just paying for capitalists to go golfing, essentially, is what's happening. And in the middle of all that, and to add to that, right, that number, $62 billion, well, guess how much a basic income would cost? Guess how much it would cost to get people off the street? Let's use the number that Andrew Scheer, former conservative leader, put forward, right? This isn't the number that basic income proponents are putting forward. This isn't the number that people who support the basic income put forward. This is the number that our enemy puts forward to say that, oh my goodness, the basic income is outrageously expensive, $48 billion. He stood in front of the nation during the last election, and he said $48 billion makes the basic income unaffordable. And then the Liberals turned around and gave $62 billion to billionaires. Our economy is in complete and total free fall because we can't seem to get our heads out of our asses and realize that we are being plundered by a group of people who do not give a fuck about us at all, who are going to abandon us completely, and they're doing it in front of our faces. They're wagging their dicks in our faces, and they're saying, you better work harder, while they literally rob you to give money to people who you work for in the first place. And after they give that money to those people, they'll lay you off anyway, right? They'll shuttle you out the door anyway. So at this stage in the game, like, what's up, Canada? Like, what's up? Like, what's actually going on in your brains? Why do you vote Liberal? Why do you vote Conservative? Right? Like, I got to be as clear as I can. If I find out that you vote Liberal or I find out you vote Conservative, we cannot be friends. Period. I think there's something actually wrong in your brain. I think that you're suffering from a severe mental illness. Like you're like a battered housewife who just refuses to leave their abusive partner, even if there's support systems, even if we would give you millions of dollars, you just refuse, right? There's some kind of Stockholm syndrome sort of thing going on in your head if you're still voting Liberal or Conservative, because they're literally robbing you, because they're literally stealing from you in order to give it to 6 people so that they can continue doing nothing, right? The wealthy don't do anything. They don't work, certainly. They make no plans. They just hire people to do that. They're these worthless middlemen who offer nothing to the society. When you step over a homeless person, always remember this, because it's absolutely the truth. Every time you walk by a homeless person, we have collectively decided to keep that person homeless. It costs us more to keep them homeless than it would for us to get them off the street. It costs us more to keep them in desperation and poverty than it does to get them off the street. And we would prefer to give more money than it would cost to resolve the problem of poverty in our society to billionaires so that they can do fuck all. We're suffering from a severe mental illness in Canada. There's something very wrong going on. When the Conservatives and the Liberals are the major parties at this point, while they actively work to abandon us, right? Make no mistake, they are actively working every single day trying to figure out how to impoverish us and throw us into further desperation. That's their strategy. They have stated it outright to our faces over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, and we refuse to believe them. We refuse to believe when they actually say, when they literally give money to billionaires for nothing and then turn around and say something quaint like, I don't see a path for the basic income right now. And I would love to be able to retort with, well, I don't see a path for Justin Trudeau being re-elected prime minister, but I completely do. We're a very gullible, very stupid, like simpering, bootlicking people. We're just like too nice. We're too nice to these sociopaths. We're too nice to these complete assholes who are doing everything they can to make our lives significantly worse, right? I'm exhausted with it. I'm exhausted with tolerating and like pretending like their side has any chutzpah to it, has any merit, right? I'm sick and tired of pretending like it feels like I'm talking to a climate change denier who is insisting that they deserve as much airtime as the thousands of scientists who have actually done the work. Right? Like, this is where I feel I'm at with this issue, with the issue of poverty, with the issue of income inequality, with the issue of structuring our society so people actually get a chance to actually help each other. But the reality is like, we don't actually care about one another, right? We don't. If we did, we would just pass the basic income. We would eliminate student debt. We would get pharmacare. We would pass dental care, right? We would do things that actually help one another, but we don't care about one another, right? We don't. And it's very, very obvious. This myth of the nice Canadian, it's just bullshit, right? It's just Canadians smiling at one another while we hold daggers in our back, waiting for the opportunity to spring the trap and snap it. And how do I know this is true? Because we keep voting Conservative and we keep voting Liberal. Like, we keep this game alive instead of just standing up and saying, oh, wait, you fuckers are sociopaths. Get the fuck out, which is what we should be doing. Just remember the next time you're stepping over that homeless person. Just remember the next time you're walking by that homeless person. You're choosing to keep them homeless. You're choosing to keep them homeless on purpose, directly. It's not happenstance. It's not the whims of fate, right? Conservatives like to talk a big game about individualism and pull yourself up and rugged individuality. Well, this is what they're choosing. They're choosing that for other people, right? And I'm so done being nice about it, right? I'm so done. I'm over it. Okay. This is the end of me. Like, share, subscribe, do all the bells, do all the whistles, do all the things. I'm usually not so angry, but I'm very angry right now because I don't like that almost twice the amount of money to resolve homelessness in this society just got shoved into the hands of billionaires instead of put into the hands of the homeless and the needy, the people who actually need help. No, instead of that, we got to make sure that Jim Patterson gets a little bit more. Got to make sure that Galen Weston gets a little bit more. Got to make sure that David Thompson gets a little cut, right? Got to make sure that those guys get extra billions because, oh, God help it if they don't get another super yacht. Unfucking believable. Maybe we'll wise up after the food shortages start. We'll see. All right. I don't know. Get fucked. Good luck.